Today I'm going to just show you about two belts, how to put them on. I've seen several films on YouTube showing the correct way to putting belts on, but I just want to explain why I put mine on a certain way and why I try and, if I see a student with it, in my opinion, incorrectly, then I tell them to change it. I've taken an extra long white belt to show you today. I know a lot of judo practitioners do it this way, but in Aikido I'm going to say the reason why. I was told about it and it made sense to me when I was reasonably young, so I changed it and I've never gone back. So they put it on the front, they have it equal distance, put it on the front of the body. I'll just move that back a bit, and go round, bring it round the front, and then would cross it over and do a normal knot. And the idea is for the tabs to point down. It's not a very good example, is it? There we go. But for the tabs to point down. Okay. So that's the normal way that you'll find 99% of the people doing it. What I want to do is I want to show you at the back. Now I've not done this purposely. Can you see where it crosses over here? Okay, where it crosses over. Well, what happens is in Aikido, most people will study backward ukemi. And as you study backward ukemi, I want to come a little bit closer. Your belt may get a little bit ruffled like this, and you may be able to see that it's now starting to disform a little bit. Okay, and of course I'm doing it with my hands, but by rolling backwards and forwards, the belt can do this automatically on your back. So I had my belt this way, and I went on a seminar and the teacher said to me, would you keep rolling on a stone year after year? And I looked at him a little bit strange and thought, what do you mean? He said, well, if you keep your belt like that, as the two cross over each other, in the end it forms a hard piece. And you perhaps won't know, but in years to come, if you suffer from back pain, you might not know. You'll just think perhaps it's something because you're getting older. But it may be because your belt, you've been rolling on this notch that's become harder and harder. And when you take the belt off, of course, it's always flat. And so you wouldn't know that it's rolling. But if those of you who've been doing it a few years in the way I've just shown, look at your belt and see if it's starting to curve. You might notice a slight curve when you've been sweating and you've been training hard. You know, you go back in the changing room on a seminar or just a heavy night's training. Has it started to curve a little bit? You know, is this forming a bit of a curve where it goes around your back, or is it perfectly flat? Depending on the material, always, you know, we can always make excuses and say, oh, mine's soft or what. Anyhow, so ever since then he showed me how to put it on, and I'm going to do that with the black belt so you can see it better against the white. So if we start with it here, just leaving the piece out, okay, that you're going to want at the end of it, and you wrap it round as you go round, I'm going to just show you now the back. You see how nice and smooth. It doesn't have any crisscross. It doesn't have any crisscross over whatsoever. And you can roll and roll and roll on that, and it'll never form this knot that I'm talking to you about. Okay. Then another seminar I was on with one of my own instructors who runs his own club and has been for years. The instructor always wears the hakama, and we sometimes talk about progress and should things change in Aikido, and even I say no, it should be kept as traditional as you can, not modified, just stick to basics. But this was one thing that I quite liked watching him do it. And what it is, you may be able to see it, it's a piece of Velcro, and he's had stitched onto his black belt a piece of Velcro. So when it goes round, you don't have any knots. You can pull it and adjust the end piece where you want it to be. It's neat, tidy. When you wear your hakama, it doesn't, I know it's not a fashion show, but it doesn't show this big knot in your hakama, making all the pleats divide in all different directions. You're wearing your black belt, everybody can see that you're a black belt, you're honouring the respect of that, and as you can hear, the Velcro does its job really well. I was so impressed by that I've done it, and now sharing it with you. You can't do it unless you're, like myself, a permanent teacher. You need 2 black belts if you're still training, so you can wear that belt when you're teaching, and a normal one if you want, in case you take your hakama off. Or I wear that all the time, and it doesn't come undone. It doesn't matter whether you're training or not. But as I only teach nowadays, sadly due to many joints with arthritis, osteoarthritis, it doesn't allow me to train and enjoy the training without many hours of pain afterwards. Anyhow, carrying on to that theme, I hope it helps you understand. If you want to keep to tradition, that's up to you. But I think it's a good way of the health benefits for all levels. It looks smarter. The Q grades won't have it rolling up around their back. If you're a teacher, please look at your students. If you have it done what I call the judo way, the crossover, and just see if their belts are keeping in one place, or if one's overriding the other one, and various things. Okay, so I think this is an improvement for teachers and Q grades, the teachers on the black belt side and the Q grades, or if you're a teacher and you've been doing it wrap over, then your hakama will protect you at the back because it's got that sturdy piece of either card in it or like a bone type product in the back of the hakama, and it may not bother you. Okay, I hope it's been of some help. Thank you for watching. Oh, sorry, there's a piece of Velcro at both ends. Sorry about that. There's a piece of Velcro at both ends, and obviously you have to have a male and female. This is the hairy part. Okay, so they're in certain places, one at each end is the male, one at each end, and the females are on one side of the belt and the other side of the belt. Okay, so before you get them stitched on, perhaps you want to just temporarily stick them to see where they come. You need the male coming right to the very end of your belt, and mine's, I'm going to guess it, in height, my belt's about 2 meters in length, and the female is about I'm going to say 70 centimetres before it starts, and then on the other side there's about a 15 centimetre gap, and then they're about 25 centimetres long each piece. Okay, so as I say, experiment. If people want details, please message me or ask me on the YouTube site, and I'll give them exact measurements. Okay, again, thank you for watching, and I hope it's of benefit. Everything's about, Aikido shouldn't just be about, throwing people and immobilising people. It should be about looking after your health as well. Thank you for your time.